When they were young bucks growing up, and they were getting in a lot of trouble themselves. So, hey, I was like, why don't you come hang out with me?
An old clip has just resurfaced of Diddy talking about Prince Williams and Prince Harry coming to one of his parties. But did they ever actually go to one? Are the two royal princes also involved in the huge scandal unfolding around Diddy right now? What actually happened between them and Diddy? An old clip from ages ago has been going viral on TikTok. Up until recently, it was pretty much lost to the times. But with everything that's been going on with Diddy lately, the clip has resurfaced once again. And now we have to ask ourselves the question: did Diddy actually try to get the British royal princes, Harry and William, involved in his criminal activities? Because it definitely sounds like he did from what he said in the clip. The clip in question is actually really short. It's less than 30 seconds long, but in that short time, Diddy manages to be really creepy about the two princes. The clip is from when Diddy was a guest on the Graham Norton show back in 2011. In the video, Graham Norton, the host of the show, asked Diddy whether he would want William and Harry to come to one of his parties. And Diddy actually answers that as of then, he wouldn't anymore. And this is because, if you don't remember, 2011 was the year when Prince William and Kate Middleton got married. So at that point, it would have been a huge scandal for William to go to one of Diddy's parties. Because even back then, Diddy's parties were famous for being some of the wildest celebrity events anybody was throwing. Although at the time, we didn't know just how bad the things going on at them were, but people still had the general idea. It was pretty clear that there were some very adult activities going on, but now it's becoming more and more clear with each passing day just how much of it was actually people being forced to do things against their will. The whole thing is honestly absolutely horrible. In the clip, you can hear people laughing at Diddy talking about his parties, but looking back, knowing what we know now, the clip is actually pretty sinister. But even with what was known back then, the parties wouldn't have been appropriate for a prince to be at, especially not if he was married. And William was about to be married really soon. Diddy explains in the clip that this is actually the reason why he doesn't want the princes at his parties anymore. Graham points out at that point that the two of them going to a Diddy party would have ruined the royal wedding. And that might seem like a pretty far-fetched claim to make, but the thing is, it definitely could have ruined the wedding if William just turned up at a Diddy party right before getting married. A scandal like that would have been terrible for the royal family. And even if it wasn't William himself involved, but his brother Harry instead, it would have still been a huge blow to their image. And we all know how the royal family is about their image. It's pretty much the most important thing to them. But Diddy also said in the past he had invited William and Harry to his parties. He said that the two of them were young and getting into trouble themselves, so he thought that they would fit in great at one of his parties. But now that they were all adult and serious, they were apparently off the list, which is a really creepy thing to say as well, because it's probably not like the royal wedding, and William's settling down was the only reason why Diddy didn't want him and Harry at his parties anymore. It's almost as if the two of them had gotten too old for Diddy's liking, which is yet another extremely sinister thing about this. Because Diddy has been known for making things weird with young guys like the princes. One great and sad example of that is the clips we've seen of him interacting with Justin Bieber back in the day. Justin obviously rose to fame really young, so he got into Diddy's circle when he was just a kid. And in the past months, with all the eyes on the Diddy scandal, more and more old clips have been resurfacing of him being just super creepy, including some that involved Justin, who might have been about 16 years old at the time. It's painfully obvious from the clips that Justin was extremely uncomfortable around Diddy. And now we know why that might have been. Justin probably went through some really traumatizing stuff because of Diddy, and he definitely wasn't the only one. We probably have no idea just how many people were traumatized because of Diddy, and he had his eyes on the two princes as well, apparently. But it's not actually clear whether or not the two of them ever went to a Diddy party. From what Diddy says in the clip, it seems like they maybe didn't. He makes it sound like things just never worked out, or maybe William and Harry never actually wanted to go to one of Diddy's parties. But at the same time, there's no proof that they never went. For all we know, they might have. And we do know that the two of them definitely met with Diddy on at least one occasion. They even posed for a picture with him along with Kanye West, who was also there. And in the pictures, they all look like they're having a great time partying together. So I don't see why the princes wouldn't want to go to a Diddy party just based on those pictures. And since they met in person, Diddy would have even personally invited them. But just to make it clear, the pictures of Diddy and the princes together aren't actually from one of Diddy's parties. They are actually from a party that William and Harry threw. This was back in 2007, and it was actually the after party of the Princess Diana Memorial Concert. William and Harry hosted the concert 10 years after their mother tragically lost her life in a car accident. Although it wasn't actually held on the anniversary of her passing, instead the concert was held on July 1st, which is Diana's birthday. And the whole thing was a really big deal. William and Harry got some of the world's biggest stars at that point to come and perform. And Diddy was actually one of the artists who came to perform at the concert. He performed his song, I'll Be Missing You, which was pretty fitting for the occasion. And obviously, afterward, he also came to the after party. That's the only time we know for sure he and the princes interacted in person. The evidence is right there in the photos. We don't know if they ever actually met again or if the after party was the one and only time. And in any case, it's pretty obvious that they won't be meeting in the future. First of all, with the amount of charges that Diddy is facing, he will probably be stuck in prison for a pretty long time, and he is definitely not going to be throwing any more parties anytime soon. But even if he did somehow get out of this whole mess and continue his previous lifestyle, the princes definitely wouldn't be coming to his parties. William, for his part, won't be coming to any parties that could be even a little controversial. He's the first in line to become King of England, and he can't risk getting into any sort of mess like that. It's extremely important that he stays out of trouble, and not just to him personally, it's important to the whole royal family. They need to keep their image in the media absolutely spotless, and William is one of the most important royals there are right now. As for Harry, him getting into trouble wouldn't be as bad for the royal family. He and his wife, Meghan Markle, are already estranged from the royals anyway. But it would still be a blow to the royal reputation anyway. And more importantly, it would be a blow to Harry's personal reputation. Now that it's come out exactly what kind of person Diddy is, associating with him would be out of the question for almost anyone wanting to keep up a good public image. But anyway, what do you guys think? Do you think William and Harry ever came to one of Diddy's parties? What's your opinion on the whole thing? Let me know in the comments below.